Hey everybody, my name is Deonda Owens. If you would, take a moment and imagine you're at the beach. You can feel the warm sun shining on your face. You can hear the sound of the ocean as the waves crash against the shore. And you can feel the salt water as it rushes up to meet your toes. Or maybe you prefer to think of the mountains. Perhaps you're hiking on a trail and you climb higher and higher and higher until you reach a point where you can look out and see the land below you for miles. Well, Australia is home to both beautiful beaches and snow covered mountains, as well as tropical rainforest and a desert that they call the outback. My desire to go to Australia began as a little girl after I saw the movie Crocodile Dundee. And although I've never been to Australia, my desire to visit that country has never left. So today I want to take a few minutes and give you some information about the land and its inhabitants, as well as some of the popular tourist attractions and what you can find there and how COVID has affected the land. So first, a little information about Australia. Australia is referred to as the land down under, but according to everyculture.com, the word Australia has Latin roots, and when translated, it means the unknown Southland. Australia is located in the southern hemisphere. It is made up of 6 states and 2 territories. The largest city is Sydney, and the capital is Canberra, and you can see on this map, on this slide, how it is divided up. Australia is surrounded by the Pacific and the Indian Oceans. It is the smallest continent, but the largest country. It is also the lowest, flattest, and second driest continent, and the climate there is generally warm. This slide is going to show you how some of the territories are broken up or what you can find there. For example, the Northwest Territory is where the tropical rainforest is. The mountains are located in the southeast, the east, and in the southwest. And in the center is where the outback, the desert, is located. Australia has a Commonwealth government, which is why Australia is sometimes referred to as the Commonwealth of Australia. So this means that their government is both a federal parliamentary democracy as well as a constitutional monarchy. So summarizing a little bit from aph.gov.au, like our government, Australia's government is made up of 3 branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. But unlike our government, their government has a parliament, a prime minister, a minister, a governor general, and a monarch. The monarch of Australia is Queen Elizabeth II, but her role in Australia is very different compared to her role in the UK. And on this slide, you can see the outside of the Parliament in Australia as well as the inside and Australia's coat of arms. So, who are the first people in Australia and who makes up the population now? Well, according to Gale Context, Australia has had Aboriginals or Indigenous people in that land for over 50,000 years. And Australia remained free of outside settlement until the late 18th century when New South Wales was settled by a British penal colony. Today, Australia's population is more than 25 million people. The population is made up of 5% of those people identifying as identify as being from Chinese descent, but only 3% of their population identifies as being from Aboriginal descent, and 28% of the population identifies as being born overseas. Since 1945, more than 7 million people have immigrated and settled in Australia. Due to the amount of immigration, Australia's culture is defined as one of the most culturally diverse in the world. And on this slide, you can see a picture of the Aboriginal people as well as some of the other people that make up the population there. Australia is also known for its variety of venomous species, animals, and huge spiders. They have a wide variety of animals that are native to the land, and according to the Nature Conservancy of Australia, Because Australia has a variety of terrains and is so geographically located, or geographically isolated, I'm sorry, that the plants and animals are specific to that region. And some plants are like the eucalyptus tree, the koala, the kangaroo, the wombat, the dingo, the kookaburra. Those are all native to the land. And you can see those animals listed on one side of the screen or the slide. And on the other, Australia has home to several venomous snakes and spiders and other species. But the venomous animals are not limited to land. In fact, two of Australia's most venomous or deadly species is found in their ocean. One of those is the Irukandji jellyfish, and it's located at the bottom, almost in the middle, right there in the ocean. It's very small. The Irukandji jellyfish measures in at about 1 to 2.5 centimeters, and it's in a little tube there. And the other is the box jellyfish, which can be up to 10 feet long. So now that I've given you a little bit of information about Australia and some of its inhabitants, I will tell you about some of the attractions in Australia and how COVID has affected tourism in their country. So apart from being known for its several species of venomous animals, it's also known for some of its tourist attractions. According to planetwear.com, one of the 7 wonders of the natural world is found in Australia, and that is the Great Barrier Reef, and it is found off the coast of Queensland, Australia. A second attraction, and you can see that there in the slide, a second attraction Australia is known for is the Sydney Opera House, and you can see that here. And it is a multi-venue for performing arts, and it's one of the most visited attractions in Australia. And a third attraction is Ayers Rock, which is located in the outback. And this is one of the most photographed natural wonders of their country. And you can also take tours that are led by Aborigines at this rock. There are several other attractions throughout Australia, the different territories. But COVID restrictions has made it very difficult for anyone to visit them. In March of 2020, Australia closed its international borders, as you can see the little ball wire there to represent that, in an attempt to contain COVID and limit the number of COVID cases in their country. Australia has a goal of 80% of their population being vaccinated, although in August, in an article posted in August of 2021 from abc.net.au, one of Australia's top public health officials wants to see at least 90% of the population being vaccinated. And due to this, National Public Radio has reported that there have been protests in the streets by those opposed to the vaccine. And the picture of the people on one side of the slide is actually a picture of the protesters against the vaccine. And according to the Associated Press, after being on lockdown for more than 100 days, earlier this month, Australia, which is October of 2021, Australia started to open up some of its shops and lifted some of its restrictions, although its international borders have not been opened yet. There has been some talk of them opening their international borders, but it seems to coincide when the number of the population gets the vaccine, then perhaps they'll open the borders. Australia is a diverse land, and it has many beautiful places to see, but the COVID restrictions have really made this difficult for anybody, or impossible for anybody to go. The land down under is truly intriguing. It's a land full of diversity and natives, deserts and rainforests, oceans and mountains. Rugged beauty, natural wonder, and some of the world's most venomous creatures are all found in one place. And hopefully soon the COVID restrictions will lift and their international borders will open, and we will once again be able to go see this land. Thank you for your time.